how to get a Wayland session with xfce using the labwc Wayland compositor. labwc is a Wayland compositor or window manager, so you want to say, and it's built up on OpenBox. It's very similar to OpenBox, and this will manage the windows on a xfce session in Wayland. When you install xfce on Debian, you will get the option xfce session Wayland, but when you start xfce session Wayland, nothing will happen because labwc is not installed automatically. So make sure to install labwc, and then you can start xfce session Wayland. And first I show you an example from a configured system with a labwc, and here we have our left mouse click, the root menu. This is not the normal root menu, it's configured by myself. We have a terminal, foot terminal. We see here labwc is a DE and window manager is labwc Wayland, and this is the foot terminal. Then we have the top command, we have aptitude, for example, so you can create your own menu here. So I did this, bash top, put in some stuff, labwc reconfigure, edit autostart, edit menu.xml, edit rc, and edit foot.ini. Example foot.ini, the white text is what I change, the terminal color, the font size, the initial window size in pixels, and then what is also in colors, alpha 0.8, forget the transparency in the window. This is just the foot configuration, for example. Then edit the menu.xml for in the .config labwc folder. You have to create it. And here an example, the menu.xml, the client menu. Then you have the root menu, and the root menu is empty here. And then you have some custom menu, and here I put in my entries that are here shown. So just to show you in a quick short way. Then the edit auto start is important. Here this is the default option. Then here you insert sway background with the -i option, and then give a wallpaper name. For example, this is the original wallpaper from Debian, Ceratopsian. And then swaybg sets the background. You have to install sway background before. And then also important is kanshi. Kanshi is managing the display resolution on Wayland with labwc, and also in the xfce session with Wayland labwc. And here's an example. You have to create a .config kanshi folder and then put in a config file, and then you copy this profile example into the config file, and then at the start kanshi will execute it with this configuration. Then there is also Marco, and then there is swayidle. Install swayidle to get automatically locked the monitor after a timeout. This is this. So I show you nano.kanshi .config kanshi config, and here's my setting in this case. What's not in the example is the mode part, output, then the monitor name, then the mode, resolution, and the position 00 in this case. So the mode, this part you have to insert into the example. And the monitor name, how to find out your monitor name, wlr-randr. Oh, I haven't not. Sudo apt install wlr. Here, wlr-randr is similar to xrandr on X11. And then wr. Here you get all the available resolutions, and then you choose your favorite one. And here you have the name from the monitor, and this is what you use for the kanshi configuration, and put it in here for your needs, and then you create the kanshi config file. So, and then in the home folder.config labwc autostart file, you have to start kanshi from there. So that's it. And after you created this, you reconfigure labwc, and then he reads out all the changes in the configuration files. What to say is, you find the configurations you have to create. mkdir.config kanshi, you have to create it by yourself. It's not existing at the beginning. And also the labwc folder you have to create by yourself. And then you have to copy user share doc labwc, and here are many the example files, and these files you have to copy in your home folder labwc, and from there you can edit these files to your needs. Okay, and then the kanshi file you create by yourself, and you find the information in the from the kanshi example in the autostart from labwc, and then read the manual page and so on. And yeah, so you have to install apt install sudo apt install labwc kanshi sway background swayidle idle and wlr-randr. These are the important packages, and then you can set up the labwc window manager. And this stuff we need also in the xfce wayland session. So this is why I explained this first here, how you can set up the labwc wayland compositor first. And when you experience this here with labwc, you can go for the xfce session. But maybe you go directly for the xfce session. But it's easier to understand the configuration when you first try it with labwc itself. So I log in with labwc here on the target system. And here's an example. This is a basic menu file from the original template. Here I put in the file manager and alacrity as well. Here's a simple terminal, and this is not the original food. This is the configured food configuration like I showed you, and then the alacrity and the file manager Thuna I put in, and web browser is Firefox. So this is very basic. Switching back to nano.config labwc menu, just to show you you can add icons in the menu file. Here, the icons with an item label, and then put in the icon name afterwards. And then in the action file you have the name, execute, and the command itself. So this is for the icons. Okay. And then let's log into labwc I showed you. And then first I show you the normal X11 xfce desktop. This is a normal one, and you see here the theming of the title bar. Okay, and then we log out and we choose xfce session wayland, and then let's log in. And now you see we have a black background here, and the workspace names are different. And now you see with a delayed time we get the background here, and the resolution changed as well. And this is, I go full screen, and this is done by swaybg background and kanshi. So the configuration which I showed you before, I inserted this in session and startup. Here you see kanshi display resolution wayland. I created this, and here just the name, and then here I put in the kanshi command which was in the labwc autostart. So I copied it here into it, because xfce is not reading out the autostart from labwc. And also sway background I created here, and then I put in here the whole command from the autostart, labwc autostart, and I put it into quotes with bash-c. If something is not working well, try to put it into a bash command with -c and into quotes. And I also send this in the background, but maybe it's not needed. But this two, kanshi and sway background into xfce session startup inserting, is the key to get a background, else you have a black background, and to get the resolution. Okay, so again, cat.config kanshi, and here this is the kanshi config for the monitor, the mode, and the position. And this is what we read out with the session startup kanshi here. And then we have labwc as well here, all the files. The rc.xml is the most important one for the key bindings in the xfce wayland session with labwc, and there you can change and add the key bindings, and in the rc.xml.all file are all the key bindings. You have to choose your key bindings from this and copy it in your own rc.xml. So this is basically this. Then in the environment file you can set the cursor, for example, and other stuff. The autostart file is important for labwc as well, and menu file is more important for labwc only, in XML on the desktop, the labwc menu is not executed, but you could set a keybind in rc.xml for executing the labwc menu. Shutdown, theme.rc. In theme.rc maybe you can change the theme for the window title bar and so on. And with theming, I did not go into the depths about theming of labwc. But just to show you, this is the basic setup you have to create. And in the file, in the rc.xml file, you can set also the workspace names. Okay. So that's it, basically. This is the xfce session, the wayland session xfce with labwc. Okay. It's possible, but not running per default. You have to install all the programs, labwc, swaybg, and so on. So, and in this case, in a virtual machine, I have this flickering. It's not running perfect. I think it's already in experimental status, but it is possible to discover and to be prepared for the future if things are changing. So this was about xfce session wayland with labwc, and stay tuned, more things come up. Have a good day.